Yeah, no, this is fire. So actually, first of all, thank you for doing this.
No, thank you for making a trip. What the fuck?
For sure.
It's why I actually used to live in Virginia Beach, and I went to school in Elizabeth City. So
really, I saw that you went to
this trip.
Yeah,
I used to take this trip every other week. I put so many miles on my to
Baltimore.
College. Well, to PG. My grandparents and my mom live in PG, and I moved to Baltimore during the pandemic.
PG, that's like
Prince
PG
George's
County, right?
Yep, right outside of DC.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, I did my wig all right.
Yes, I know you went to. I saw that you went to Elizabeth City for college for graphic design. Do you know Bamboy? He's from out there.
What year was he out there?
I think I think he lives in Atlanta now, but he's a producer and a rapper.
Yeah, I'm about to say the dude that records. Did he do some stuff with Nicki Minaj?
You might be thinking of Zell to Trill. He's from.
I'm about to say it's like two
Virginia
people
Beach.
from Elizabeth City.
So yeah, Bamboy's he's signed as a producer to Take Heath. He produced like Ski by Sexy Red, like a bunch of Sexy Red shit. He did Spin About You on the 21 Savage and Drake album.
I have to tap in for sure.
Yeah, it's my boy. He's cool. I didn't know if you knew him. No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
I didn't want to have it in the. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. So I kind of found out about you on Twitter. I think I've been just tapped in with you on Twitter for like a year. I feel like you have like crazy hot takes that piss a lot of people off on Twitter. We can get into all that. But I figured we can start this episode. I thought it would be cool to start maybe with your history and how you know Lil Xelly, because that's kind of when I really got tapped in with you.
Yeah.
So first of all, rest in peace to Lil Xelly. I think we did his last interview. He came to Newport News where we do our thing at. So he got what's his name, Sween Dog, and like OnlyFriends brought him out for a show. So that's the reason he was out there, because they have a connection that goes kind of back. Super cool guy. I kind of only knew him that night. I've known him since like 2018. I met him in 2018 at the show in LA. On some random shit. It was like a Captain Crunch show. And then like fast forward to like 2024, or 23 or 24? 24, he comes out to the city and then we do the episode. Super cool guy. He was nice to us, humble dude, just chill. So yeah, that was crazy to hear that about him. I guess, what's your relationship with Xelly? How did you guys meet?
So I started a platform during a pandemic called For the DMV.
Okay.
And I don't know, I think people realize that like time really was still then. So like I really got to kind of observe things on a different perspective as a DJ.
What do you mean by time was still?
So it was COVID.
Okay.
It was during the pandemic. So like we were closed. I don't think people like realized the magnitude of Maryland and DC and how we were like really closed. So I got to tap into a bunch of other DJs and like the radio and realize that, you know, a lot of artists here just felt like they weren't being represented. And so started For the DMV, and Smack has sent me a song. It was Beef and Broccoli, I believe, and Xelly was featured on there. So then I had made some graphics, I made the mix, and I DM'd Xelly, and I'm like, hey, I featured you in my For the DMV mix. It was Audio Festival Volume 1. And he's like, thank you. He was really, really kind about it. And then after that, like, we did a couple shows together. We did the Tony Snow show. Then we did a pool party fairly recently. And I just saw him on my birthday. So I literally saw, like, all my favorite rappers and, like, just had a great time, had a birthday party. And that was really my last memory. But, like, yeah, literally because of For the DMV, just like how I met, like, a lot of artists. Majority of the artists that I know I met through For the DMV. So it kind of hit hard. You know, just knowing that, especially DJ-wise, too. Like, we did a couple shows, and, yeah, it was just always love when I saw him. Super supportive, and I love his music. Like,
I always remember when I first met, bro, it was 2018, like I said, at a Captain Crunch show in LA. It was, like, in an alley. It was, like, this warehouse show. And I always remember because after the show, because I didn't know him, my friend just, like, took me to the show when I was out there. And then, like, that's where I just found out about him. But, like, one of my friends, Johnny, that I was with, he's, like, he always gets really drunk and just like wilds out. So outside the show, like after he was just kind of wilding, and Xelly was like, I think Xelly was kind of pissed off by him, and he was like, it's always a tweaker out here. Like I always remember him saying that. I was like, bro, but nah, cool dude, man. Are you still doing this show that you started in COVID?
Yeah, I was supposed to start literally like maybe the week before or week of. I had announced that I was gonna, you know, start For the DMV up again. And then when that had happened, it kind of just shifted my whole everything. Like I really took a break from social media, took a break from a bunch of stuff because it was like how I met him. And then so I just was like really, really in my head about it. But I'm getting ready to go on tour. So I'm gonna try my best while I'm on the road because I want people to send me music to play before my sets with Casey Veggies and then Dom Kennedy. So hopefully while I'm on the road and I start this like vlog, I can document the whole process of how I do it. So that's how I'm gonna stay productive. So it's gonna come back. I just haven't been able to fully invest because there's been so much going on.
Dude, I saw so even on quit social media, I feel like you tweeted that you were quitting Twitter, and then like 2 weeks later, you were back on Twitter.
It might have been like 4 weeks, but it probably did. I mean, I was still, posting stuff here and there, but yeah, like I don't know. I don't really know how to grieve for real. So like, I've only lost like 2 of my grandmothers for real, and so. Me normally I'm not really like me not saying that I don't like nostalgia and throwbacks is rooted in me like as a person. Like I'm really not a past type of person. I don't really like to think about the past real for I'm a very progressive future person. So I didn't really know how to grieve. So I just was like maybe I should take a break from social media. Maybe I should reserve myself. And during that time, it didn't do anything for me, like at all. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to get back on social media and just be me. And then with that, I went viral like the next week.
Is that for the transition thing?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I also resonate with not knowing how to grieve like that because me also, I lost both my grandmas, but my grandmas are in Bosnia. I'm from Bosnia.
Okay.
So like I knew them like going over there for the summers, but like we weren't like close where like how you would be with somebody you like are around every day. Mm-hmm. So I've had like deaths like that in my family, but like I said, we weren't super close. So it's like, it's kind of fucked up to say, but I guess I wasn't that sad.
Yeah.
So it's like I haven't experienced that really.
I'll get sad, but like I don't dwell on it. Like I can't sit like that. But for some reason, I don't know, like that break from social media, like kind of like made it worse. I was like, nah, I just got to keep being my creative self. And I also was like inspired by Zelly's work ethic. Like, I'm like,
that was what the world was like. The hardest working rapper in the underground.
It made me think like, I don't even think he probably want me to be on that type of time for real. So
one thing I always remember about Zelly when we did the pod, he was like, yo, everybody feels like, no, he was like, how do you say that shit, Karen? He was like, everybody thinks I blew up. No, he was like, I can never fall off because I never actually blew up. And I was thinking about that, like, that's actually kind of crazy.
Shit, fucking legend.
I don't know.
Underground legend.
For sure.
But yeah, that inspired me to get out the
the
funk I was in. I'm like, nah, he worked so hard. So I'm like, let me get back to it. And then it kind of just really everything just really fell into place right after that.
You mentioned that a lot of DMV artists don't feel represented. I agree. I feel like the DMV, where I'm from in Virginia, we kind of don't consider ourselves part of the DMV, which is weird, I guess, in a way, because we're Virginia.
I'm from Delaware, so I understand completely, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand, like, Northern Virginia is extremely different from Southern Virginia.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Arlington and Alexandria are not like Portsmouth and Newport
So
News.
I feel like we don't really have an identity. Because it's so much. If you want to put, I'm talking about DMV, like as a whole. Okay. It's like you can't be like it's this one sound or like. I feel like the DMV hasn't really found their identity yet, and kind of wanted to go into that. So you did. I saw earlier that the Washington Post did an article on you.
Yeah.
And something I thought was interesting in that was like they were like when DJBriMafia isn't busy collaborating to revamp the DMV's creative infrastructure, she reigns as queen of the playground, DJing at elementary school dances and Earth Day events. How do you envision us revamping the DMV creative infrastructure? Like, what does that mean? Like, how can we do that? How can we find an identity for ourselves and like something for the world to know us by?
Until the majority of people, which I do believe is now, has to like, they have to get out of this whole perception of like getting out the DMV. You know what I'm saying? I think for so long, your top artists from the area made that jump to LA, you know what I'm saying? And they got radio play and they were getting those looks, but it's like, no disrespect to it, but I feel like that kind of was like what breaks the mold. So I feel like until the DMV area says, which like I said, they're absolutely doing now, we have this many artists, we have this many musicians, creatives, and I mean as a whole, like photographers, videographers, like podcasters, bloggers, journalists, just creatives, and they say like pay attention to us here instead of everybody trying to outsource. Like once the infrastructure is created, it'll be fine. Like, and I actually heard on the radio this past weekend, DJ Reese, I believe that's the DJ, it was on 95.5. I won't forget, because that was one of the best DJ sets I've heard on the radio in a while. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's progression, you know what I'm saying, for the radio, for real, for real. And then they had DMV Winter Jam this past weekend too, with Lotto, Sexy Red, and they had a couple of DMV artists, and Shy Glizzy, KP, I think Fat Trell was on there too. So but yeah, until the DMV like has their own radios that are worldwide, XM radio instead of just like local radio, record label, publishing, and venues owned by people that are actually from DC and like from the DMV. Once we have our own infrastructure, it's gonna be fine. But I feel like there hasn't been enough representation of what the example is to be successful here, you know? So, but I feel like until people see people successful right in their neighborhoods and saying like, damn, now we got spaces for us, we can own our own music. Like there should be a goal of where I actually hear local music and like a Longhorn Steakhouse. Like I get us a Longhorn Steakhouse, but why I gotta hear country music? It'd be cool to hear like some go-go or like a DMV artist or maybe like some Lean Bean or I don't know. Like there's a bunch of artists I would just love to hear this out. But I think of that like once you keep it local, that's where success is. Like you gotta go local before you go global. But like it's getting there. Like I've definitely seen progression. I feel like we just don't have like a venue for us. Like
that's how y'all feel out here too. I know in the 757 that's a big thing.
Yeah,
like
it's
venues.
like,
a lot of our venues are getting shut down, and it's like a lot of people say it's like because of racism or like it's because they want to paint this negative picture of these nightlife venues, and oftentimes they like bunch it in with just like the general public establishments. Mm-hmm. But like if you've been to an event in the 757, you'll realize that it's like a big difference between where the general public goes and where the creative crowd goes.
Absolutely.
Like I've been to like over these last 4 or 5 years, I've been to so many events where the creative crowd goes, and like never seen a fight, never seen an argument, and a lot of these places I've never seen it before, but they don't even have security. Like they're not even searching people on the way in. That's how comfortable they are with like knowing that like nothing weird is gonna happen.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely a race thing as well. And then like I also work in the beer industry, so I get to see like the other side.
I saw that. What do you do in the beer industry?
So I started off as a sales rep for Miller Lite, Yingling. I was in PG County, and then like there's a conflict of interest in me being a DJ.
Why is that?
But like was hating. They found out that like I was a lit DJ, and then they told my company, and my company was like, "You can't DJ anywhere." Like,
that sells the competition.
Beer. Yeah, they pretty much thought I was using like my likeliness to sell beer, which I wasn't. I never told anybody about me being a DJ for real, unless it was like a music venue, or if they already knew me. So I quit that job, and then Stella, well, it's technically Anheuser-Busch. They had heard about me, and I applied for their Belgian sales manager job for Stella. Got that job, and I was able to use my likeliness as a DJ. So I just did events, activations, and then the pandemic happened. And like with me doing events and the city being closed, I really had no job after that. And I just said I was going to DJ full time for 4 years. But I was still doing beer related things with my brand Brews and Views. And I was just supplying like creatives with beer sponsorships during the pandemic so they could like have beer on hand. And
I was about to say shit was closed during the pandemic, but I don't think beer companies
not
were.
The liquor stores.
Unless you're Corona. Corona took a hit. Like the Corona beer, they try to shut that bitch down.
Yeah, liquor stores were like considered like essential workers. Businesses. So,
but what's crazy is churches weren't. Churches were closed down, but the ABC stores are open.
I was really talking about it. It was an interesting time for real, but my job wanted me to, I'm on premise, so that's really just like bars, restaurants, venues. Off premise is like liquor stores. I don't have any, I have off premise experience now, but then I didn't. And they wanted me to work in off premise and like disregard my business relationships. And I was like, I'm not finna do that for real. But that's what I was doing in the beer industry. And that's also how I know like on the back end, how venues make money through liquor sales and, you know, how to split deals with artists that want to promote shows and stuff. So it's a mixture of a bunch of things. And also, you know, the whole idea that like local rap shows won't garner in enough ticket sales, you know, to sustain production costs and all these other things. So it's a mixture of a bunch of things. I think like right now, city is a little weird. New presidency. I always think like living here now, it definitely gets weird whenever there's like a new I don't know, the politics fester into community around here. I think
Yeah,
when like it's right in your backyard, it's like inevitable for
when we got here, we were looking for
infiltrate.
this place. Yeah, we were looking for this place, but they had the gate down at first, so we went next door because we didn't see where it was, and there's like a protest happening next door, or they're getting ready for the protest. They're making signs. It's like they're protesting against Project 2025, and they had like kids in there. I was like, where I got these kids out here protesting this shit?
For real?
Yeah.
I saw these girls walk out with posters. And
that's probably from where.
I was like, interesting, but I didn't read them, so that's crazy.
Yeah.
Why here? Why? What's the deal?
Didn't they say there was a guy, they're protesting the guy that wrote Project 2025? Is that what she said?
Is he in Baltimore?
That's what it was like a quick thing, but I heard Project 2025. It sounded like she said the guy who wrote it, but I don't think one person wrote it, so I don't know what she really meant by that.
Gotta do research on that.
Also, I was going to ask you, in the 757 for the last like 2-ish years, I feel like DJs have been like the most prominent members of our scene. Like it's been less and less shows with artists performing, and it's more just like events where DJs are spinning. Mm-hmm. Is that happening other places too?
I don't know. Like right now, I'm not gonna hold you. Like this is my 10th year of DJing. And currently what I'm seeing in the like current DJ scene is like I have my favorites for sure. I only go out to see, you know, my certain favorites, but I think that like the DMV DJ scene, the main nightlife, no disrespect to them, the majority of the DJs that currently run that scene been DJing for years as well. Like before I was even DJing, a little bit older than me too. And I think that there just isn't enough space. There's more than enough space, but I think that like there isn't enough DJs that are creating that space to support other DJs. So it's like I may not, you know, you could disagree with me on Twitter all day, but one thing I'm gonna do is if I'm in the city and if I can make it, I will support DJs that I don't normally go see, or maybe we've engaged on social media. I try to support as many DJs as I can, and it also makes me the DJ that I am know what other DJs are playing. But I think that there is a select group of DJs that support each other, but I think that like the DJ groups in the DMV are super segregated as well. There's definitely there are definitely different levels to the DJ scene here.
Yeah, I guess in our area it's more like you'll have the kind of the, I guess people call them the mainstream DJs that'll spin at just like the regular clubs.
Yeah, like Sections and Bottle Girls and shit.
Well, those, but I'm talking about like just regular clubs that general public would go to. Maybe not even Sections, but just like a regular, like a nightclub. Then you'll have the DJs that spin more at like where the creative crowd will go. But from what I see, they're all pretty much working together pretty well. I don't know if you've heard, we have this brand called Social Supply.
Yeah.
In 757, which I don't know if you've done a DJ set, but I feel like you do a fire one. Maybe I can try to link y'all up.
I actually did 2 of those DJ sets this like
Social Supplies
before. No, like the recorded ones. Yeah. You know, because
who'd you do it with?
The first one I did with Split Cam University, and then the second one I did with Love Groove Festival. They have Groove House Radio. And I don't normally like them because they don't really capture like the most organic energy of me as a DJ, because one, I don't really like to take pictures, and I will not engage with anybody with a video camera unless it's like a song I'm rapping I really love. But like if I'm DJing, I don't deem myself an entertainer as a DJ. Like I'm not here to entertain you. Don't look at me. Don't stare at me. Like I'm just here to share my music, and hopefully you feel something. And if you feel something, vibe. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not here to dictate your movements or like. I just think that's so weird with DJing. Like, that's the way you express your art. And they always want to tell you, you're supposed to control a crowd. Nobody says it to a painter when they show their art. You're supposed to control the crowd. Like, I'm showing my art. Like, why? I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, but yeah. So, the DJ scene in the DMV, it's super mixy. It's just super mixy for real.
Yeah.
But and going back to the video things, I don't like I have moments like that where I'm DJing and the crowd is like that, and it's just organic. And I don't know, it's just something to me about the recorded ones where I don't know, I just not the most engaging.
I haven't seen how other people do it really. Like Social Supply, I think is really fire because they throw actual events. So they just had a 1 year.
Y'all look a little bit more.
Bro, they throw an actual event.
Like
they just had the 1 year anniversary like a few weeks ago with my girl. Bro, it's like 300-400 people in there, packed out. We had the bar at the club. Everybody's having a good time. The DJ spinning, but then it's just being recorded. And, you got the shot of the DJ. But also, that's like, I think it really started 2023, but like that's what the world wants right now. Like a lot of these, there's a lot of DJ platforms that have sprung up that just do like live sets, and it's working right now.
Also, it's working for a certain like following, but like me, I don't watch anything like on YouTube. Like me watching Pay's set, I told myself I was gonna do more
That's
of that
the girl
this
with
year.
the viral
Yeah, DJ
transition.
Pay. Yeah, I said I was gonna do more of that this year, and I actually sat through and I watched the entire thing and I critiqued it on my Twitch, but I deleted it because it was a little bit. I mean, it wasn't too harsh, but I didn't want anybody to kind of grab any of the clips and try to misconstrue what I was already trying to say, especially with that tweet going like that. Yeah, I actually sat there and watched, but I don't watch any YouTube sets, and I don't really watch anything in general. So like I'm different. Like I just consume music differently too, just from growing up. Like I grew up on LimeWire and like
Me too.
pirating music from the internet. So like I'm like a crate digger, but in the aspects of like, just on the internet. But like yeah, I don't know. Like I think that I was doing that during the pandemic. Like me and Trilla was doing a bunch of the sets where we were being recorded, and maybe it was a bunch of people around, but I really just think that that's like an aesthetic now. And of course it may not phase out, but I think it's an aesthetic now that I really don't think portrays like real live sets. And I think that now that's like the standard for people that want to be DJs. Like they'll look at these sets and be like, I want to do that. And I'm not gonna hold you. Like doing that high key is not easy. Like especially if people are not being recorded. You know what I'm saying? Like are people really gonna move? Are they moving because they know it's being filmed and like they know that it's gonna be on YouTube and it could possibly go viral? Or is it on some like, nah, we really
I don't know. I can speak for myself. The social supply events I've been to, I genuinely have a good time. Like I'm not even worried about the fucking cameras.
Like you said, but those are real parties though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference between a real party and like the pre-recorded DJ set. So that's what I'm comparing.
Somebody else was doing really cool DJ sets. Have you heard of Ryan Celsius? What's his YouTube channel called again?
Ryan Celsius. I don't believe
it's Ryan Celsius. It's like on YouTube. It's like a pretty big underground like YouTube channel. We actually did a podcast with him in DC like last year. But he does these DJ sets and like he'll hook up the controller somehow to like visual effects. So like you can he just does it in like a visual way. So a DJ will do a set and it's like just a DJ on the screen, but then like he'll match like graphics that are like playing behind them like to the music and stuff. It's different. It's
is it like
cool.
green screen?
I think it's a projector.
Or a projector, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though.
I have to tap in.
Yeah. You mentioned the transition. You posted this tweet about Pay's set, which I actually tapped in with her. She was like in the comments on that post from that clip. I think I might do a virtual pod with her because she's from like Texas, and I'm not. I can't drive 20 hours to Texas, but
you could. South by Southwest coming up.
I could, but
I did it not last year, but the year before last. Drove to Austin from here.
How did you genuinely feel about that transition? I know you spoke about it on your Twitch. You didn't really even say anything on Twitter. I think you just said "now friends" or something. Like you didn't really even give an opinion.
That's the thing about it. Like, if people really paid attention to me, I don't offend people. Like, I've always been taught on like the internet and social media is like, you don't personally attack people. Like, art is subjective. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't start with like, I don't like this transition. I just said now friends because I just wanted to read the room. And then I also think people don't realize that like, the tweet may come across your timeline, but I'm obviously talking to my following because my following knows that these are the normal conversations I have as a DJ. So me saying now friends is me drunk. Like at the end of the night, about to go to bed, I watched the video. That was my literal brain process. Now friends. Like,
what did you mean by that?
Are we fucking with this? Are y'all really fucking with the transition? Because like I said, real life is not the same as the viral moments, right? And also, I just know as a DJ, it's something about the song. And if I ever fall in love again, I just know what type of DJ you are when I hear that song. No disrespect, but I know what type of DJ you are if you play that song. Yeah. I have never played that song. Like, maybe it was requested, but it's not in my rotation. So I just knew it. So I was just like, now friends. And I just wanted to see what my friends, my following, thought about it. It's a no for me. I didn't like the transition. I truly have no words. That was it.
What'd you think about the rest of her set? Because you said you went and watched it.
I think that it was a good R&B set. I'm not an R&B DJ. I don't DJ any R&B, so I obviously have a bias to it. I'm not a fan of R&B parties. I think that, a lot of the R&B music is music I've heard before. It wasn't really no songs in there. And I was like, damn, what was that? There was a transition though. she went in from "She's a Bad Mama Jamma" into Rihanna. Woo, woo, woo. I have it out in a drafted tweet too. And in my Twitch, I was explaining, I'm like, everybody wants to call me a hater, but that morning I was like, I can't wait to check out her full set. And then in the live stream, I was like, damn, that was hard. Like, I did a live reaction to it. But then I'm like, I'm really not the type to really explain myself to social media and go on my way to do that. But that's my critique on the set. And I also think, too, that with the whole, the song, the transition in general, the crowd was at hype because I think that was probably the first trap song of the night for real. If I'm not mistaken, it was the first trap song, the newest song, you know what I'm saying, during her whole set. So it's like, I can understand why a crowd reacted that. Like, yes, okay. But then I feel like their energy didn't stay that way through the entire set. I'm a type of person where, like, shit, if somebody booked me for a certain genre set, but if I throw that trap in there and I get that reaction, we playing trap rest of the night. Y'all obviously want the trap music. But that was my critique on the set for real. I wasn't trying to be, rude, but I just know when I hear certain songs and hear certain transitions, to me, I'm like, now friends. Am I the only one kind of thinking it's a little champ?
And I think that's okay. Like, not everybody has to like everything.
Yeah.
And and also sometimes, like, somebody not liking something can be like great marketing for your stuff.
For sure.
Now everybody's like, let me go see why Bree doesn't like this.
Bro, I got like
but
200 new
actually,
followers.
I
got 200 new followers. I got 1,000 plays on SoundCloud. Like, I don't know. Like, I think that some people be forgetting that there's a minority. Like, not everybody likes all the same shit. And I think that's the problem. Like, a lot of people like the same shit. And it's like,
people like the same shit, but they also try to, like, down other people for not liking what they like. Like, that's how I felt about the whole Kendrick and Drake situation. Like, I feel like a lot of the Kendrick fans, well, me, I love Drake. I'm a big Drake fan. Mm-hmm. So I was fucking with a lot of stuff Drake's doing. The shit with Party Next Door was fire. But, like, a lot of people would try to, like, bully people into liking Kendrick more. It's like, bro, if you like Kendrick, go for it. Like, I'm not mad at you, but it's like, don't try to shit on what I'm liking just because you like Kendrick.
The internet is not a real place, and people don't have, like, actual real conversations enough with each other, like, in these engagements or exchanges, or, like, like, even with the tweet, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to berate people to agree with me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or force people to think like me. And I think that's a lot of people's problem. You just have to accept things for what they are, like, and you don't have to be offensive. Like, there are people that don't like my DJ sets, like, too much trap, too much rap, whatever, go, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
I genuinely try to be myself on the internet. And I know sometimes that can be detrimental because, like, the more you, like, are your true self, then when people don't like your stuff, it's like, it feels more personal. But if you're just, like, playing a character and then they don't like it and it's like, that's not me anyways. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I always think it's funny when people are like, just post whatever on the internet. They're like, bro, it's just the internet. But, like, what is the internet really? It's real people from real life saying stuff on this thing. So, like, why isn't that real? That is real to me. If you say something on the internet, that's what you really think.
I was having a conversation with my bro Smack earlier too, and I was just saying that, like, I started on social media when I was like 11, 12 years old. I had a Zanga, went from Zanga to MySpace. Yeah.
I don't even know about Zanga. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay, I'm 29.
Yeah, Zanga was like MySpace, and I was on Zanga first, then I was on MySpace in middle school. Went to Facebook, and then from Facebook, I had Twitter, and I started my first Twitter in 2009.
You have AIM?
I had AIM.
Yeah, that's my shit back in the day.
So, like, I'm used to being on the internet, and the internet used to be a place of, like, really creative expression and finding out that people thought like you miles away. That was, like, the cool thing. But now it's, like, the cool thing to attack people and not have, like, healthy dialogue. Like, I'm for healthy dialogue, even when my tweet about 50 Cent in the club went viral. Like,
what was that one?
Oh, my God.
I didn't see that one.
This is really what started it off for real. So DJ Artistic did some throwback. He did some throwback set. And I said, I've never in my life hung out with none of my homegirls. And we said we wanted to hear 50 Cent in the club, like, while out. Like, nobody's ever said, you know what this party needs right now? 50 Cent in the club.
Maybe not right now, but maybe back in the day.
I'm talking about right now. Like, right now. I'm not, bro, please don't do that. Like, what? Because what are you supposed, bro, I like throwing ass. Like, I like catching ass. Bro, I'm not throwing ass to go, shawty, it's your birthday. What are you supposed to do? That's not sexy. Like, that's not cool. I don't know. The Beyonce version's hard. I give it that. But anyway, I said, even though In the Club by 50 Cent was a commercial success, that does not mean that it was liked and played everywhere. people understand when music is rooted in choice. Like, I was not playing that song in my house. If it came on the radio, I changed the station. If I did hear it, like I'm saying, play and liked in me, like the choices of me and the people around me. It was not something that we were physically going our way to play. So just because commercial success, just like $1 Million Baby, it's gonna be the same example 20 years from now. Commercial success, but there's gonna be so many people that did not like that song. And they're like, what you mean? It was a commercial success. Just like 50 Cent in the Club. I didn't like it. Like, I don't give a fuck if it's commercial success. So yeah. But yeah, that's kind of like...
$1 Million Baby did seem pretty organic though. Like it went viral with that like snippet they posted before it came out.
For sure.
I like that song.
I liked it too. Yeah. I'm a big Tom Richmond fan.
But you don't think a lot of people do. You don't think the majority of people. You feel like it was more of a commercial thing.
On Twitter, everybo's like, I'm sick of hearing this song. Oh. Same with me and 50 Cent in the Club. I felt like 50 Cent in the Club was the first song to really start the commercialization of rap music, like in the mainstream industry. You know, you started seeing it in movies, like you started seeing it on commercials, like it was in like it was just everywhere, you know what I'm saying? But I think that was like the first idea of rap just getting like super, super commercial.
I don't know if any of 50 Cent's songs are like twerk songs, and I don't even know if he means them to be. I love 50 Cent. 50 Cent was the first rapper I ever heard in my life. It was 50, then Eminem.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, you could probably throw some ass to a little bit.
Add your back into it. See that song with Lil Kim too, right?
Many men. Oh yeah.
Stick.
Show you like many men want to dance with me. Type shit.
He got some club bangers.
He got some. I love 50. He got some shit. Like I mean, he just he's beefing right now. 50's always beefing.
He's always beefing.
Who just did Irv Gotti just die and he just still stood on that shit? 50 is different, bro.
Yeah, and it's so funny because when I was going viral, they're like, it's so funny, Bria, like the way you respond to people is like how 50 Cent would respond. I was like, I'm not surprised.
You want to be the female 50? She like 50, I fuck with you, but I'm not throwing ass to none of your music.
Whatever camera I gotta look into.
So I do have a couple of other of your tweets that I wrote down.
Oh, shit.
You said, I just got my hair done 2 days ago. While we on that, I did an episode with DJ Nick like 2 years ago. I think you know DJ Nick too, right?
DJ Nick.
Marino gang. So I asked him the same question I'm going to ask you. How did you feel when Charlamagne the God said that Baltimore has the worst accent in hip hop?
Who gives a fuck what Charlamagne thinks? Like, I don't give a fuck what Charlamagne thinks.
Okay, valid. What's that one dude from Baltimore's name? Let's see if she knows him. Bipple Yipsnip.
The one who has the rap style?
He has like a vocabulary. He'd be like jickle yang and all that shit.
Do.
We were gonna do a podcast with him, but he like tried to charge me some money. It wasn't even a lot of money, but
he's legit.
We don't pay for it. We never I've never accepted payment or offered payment for an interview, so I couldn't do it. But I was like, I really did want to talk to him though.
He's legit. His floaters freestyle's hard.
Yeah. I saw you said that floaters is harder than
OTR
on the radar.
Sure the fuck did. Somebody brought that up. Actually, I brought that up.
Yo,
I brought that
why does on the radar have you blocked?
Because they came to the DMV last year. And somebody had kind of blew the whistle that they were charging for slots to be on there. And
I thought that was a well-known thing, though.
They didn't know here. But they were charging originally the number was like $1,400 to get a slot, right? So then they finally came out publicly that they were really coming here, and then the price really went down. So if you were invited, you didn't have to pay. But if you wanted to just, get a freestyle, you had to pay or whatever. So then they dropped this other flyer for this talent show, though, that had the OTR logo on it and said that there was going to be a special appearance by Gabe. And so I was like, y'all don't pay to do that. Do not pay to go on OTR. Do not pay to be on this talent show. Don't do it. And so, from the reaction, it seems like they probably took a L, because a lot of artists was not fucking with it. And artist had actually got me a slot to perform, and I was going to pull up, but they were like, I was not welcome. They told me not to come. So I pretty much just like, Gabe came to the DMV. He worked with entities in the city that have a reputation for not really doing the best business or having the best integrity when it comes to the creatives here. And instead of, you know what I'm saying, trying to have a conversation with me about it, they got in his ear and he blocked me on Instagram. So that's what happened with that. So like him blocking me, and I don't know. I mean, I really feel like that was somebody else's doing of being like, DJBriMafia is always fucking talking shit. She just always does this. So, but whatever. But yeah, that was. I mean, I'm so for clearing the air because I feel like obviously Gabe probably didn't realize who he was working with, and I think that like a lot of people come here and when they come to DC, I feel like they think they have to work with these certain liaisons. You know what I'm saying? And tastemakers in the city, not realizing that like there are actually some other people that have just as much motion, if not more, that they should align themselves with, and they probably wouldn't have, you know, got the outcome they did, because how I felt was like the content wasn't the best. It wasn't on the level of like New York. I know he was doing a little touring shit, but like at the end of the day, DC creatives, DMV creatives deserve better and shouldn't be payola and shouldn't be paying to do any damn thing.
I agree. In one hand, I'll be honest, I do like On the Radar as a platform. I think they create opportunities for a lot of artists. There's been a lot of people that went up there and kind of it boosted their career, got their career off the ground. Couple critiques I have of them is I don't really like the fake rapping where it's like your song is just
where
playing.
They don't have. I think they have no backtrack or no instrumentals. They rapping over their own lyrics.
I like people that are actually rapping, but I see for the most part people will go up there and play their song and just kind of lip sing it. Which I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. I'd rather see people actually rap.
Yeah.
As far as what it is, I think it's cool. I don't really enjoy their interviews. I think their interviews could be a lot better. I don't think that's interviewing is Gabe's strong suit. But other than that, I think it's a cool platform. But that does lead into the conversation of like pay to play versus a curated brand that's doing stuff like for the culture. Like I mentioned earlier, we've never accepted or offered payment for a guest. And I have like a bunch of people in my DMs that like want to pay. But I feel like that would like dilute the essence of what we're doing. Like I think if you build a fire brand, like you can eventually like opportunities will open up to make money other ways instead of like charging your guests.
Yeah.
And I don't even see why On the Radar has to do that now, because they have like Monster as a sponsor and like other big sponsors. So like I would think in my mind, if I'm at that level, if Off-Road, God willing, one day is at that level, like I would much rather focus my energy on like curating my content and the artists we work with to have the best people. Because like when you offer pay to play for your brand, like inherently you get the worst artists. Yeah. Because like great artists that like can actually do that shit, they don't need you, so they won't pay you. So usually the word like bottom of the barrel will come and pay you.
I'm tired of people thinking like that's like okay, it's almost like niggas that go to the NBA, right? Like it's only like a small percentage of niggas that make it to the league, right? So you'd be like, you should invest in your career. And it's like, okay, well, like for OTR, like think about the percentage of those artists that, you know what I'm saying, have went super duper stardom, like on the
probably
Ice
5%.
Spice shit. Right. It's like a small percentage. And it's just like, I don't think that that's an investment towards your career, is you paying for an opportunity to maybe, like for just a chance, you know? I don't think that some people think it's an investment. To me personally, I do not think that that's an investment. I think that's exploitation. It's like with me before the DMV, since I had did the mixes for like a year straight and had like people come to Only Vibes and, you know, perform. When Outside opened and I did start booking shows, people knew that I had like consistent mixes, consistent shows, consistent artists. You know, people are coming because, it's for the DMV, not coming because it's like, I'm trying to get these artists to sell tickets so they can make money. Like, no, like come enjoy this free show. You know, if I do have to charge, I promise you it'll be something modest. I'm gonna make a drink menu, you know what I'm saying? But it's consistency, you know, with the brand. And I feel like everything I've done, people will come just because it's
I know a lot of people hate on those showcases too, where like you have to sell a certain amount of tickets or pay to like perform, and like you don't get to keep any money. I don't like that formula, but like if we're selling tickets and like you can keep half the money or keep the money you sell for your tickets, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think, or like, I feel like a more innovative approach is like promo codes. You know, everybody's like buying shit online and shit. Like, so I think I have that for like Durag Festival this year. Where like if you're going, I think you might could put like Mafia or something, and I think they do that with is it Posh? I think Posh does it where like you can get your percentage like as a partner and like codes and shit on the site, but it's pretty hard.
Okay, so you mentioned you went to Elizabeth City for college. I think you dropped out, start DJing. You're doing this for the DMV platform during COVID. I also saw that you opened a like photography and music production studio, Le Mafia. Are you still doing that?
So it was actually not anymore. So I was living with my best friend Mark, and at the time we had turned our living room into just like a full like photo shoot studio. Like he me and him went to Elizabeth City together actually, and he also majored in graphic design. And so, and then I was running a recording studio in my extra bedroom upstairs, and Notorious Nick it was Notorious Nick, Ronan, Sam would pull up too. AB would pull up too. So yeah, they was all like running my studio. So that's what it was called. It was called a Mafia. And like if you needed those services, I had photographer, videographer, engineer, producer. But not anymore. I'm not living by myself anymore. I'm in between cribs right now, so I'm about to go on tour. I didn't want to get a new apartment and pay for an apartment that I'm not about to be in. So I'm staying with the homies right now. But I have a new creative space where I'm doing my Twitch streaming and stuff now too, though. So it's pretty tough.
Here in Baltimore. Are you excited for this tour? Like, I guess maybe touch on just a bit of how you got on this tour, like your history with Dom Kennedy, Casey Veggies. Like, what's been your preparation for going on this tour?
A lot of people don't know that most of these opportunities I get are from Twitter. It's so funny. So, like, you know, people will say shit about my tweets all day, but like, I started my first Twitter in 2009 just off of music and basketball. I used to live tweet all the OKC games with a super diehard Kevin Durant fan. So when him, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden were all balling together, I would go crazy on Twitter, and I used to talk about music like 24/7. So then I could mention like Dom Kennedy and Currency, and they would talk back to me. And this is when I was in high school. So I had reached like 1,000 followers on Twitter before I got to college, and then I deleted it when I got to school because it was like, "What's your Twitter?" and now what's your name? But anyway, on my new Twitter, just showing love. Casey Veggies had dropped a project, and I'm just like, it's so good. Da da da. He ends up following me on Twitter, and Trilla K, my DJ homie, best friend, she actually is cool with him. She's like, oh man, he's a great dude. Like, hung out with him a few years ago. And so yeah, we just stayed cool. And like, I think I had DM'd him one day and was just like, hopefully like we aligned, you know what I'm saying? He followed me back. We kept in touch, went to LA. We were supposed to link. It didn't happen. He posted the tour, and on Instagram, I texted him and I was like, let me go on tour with you. He's like, no, I really do need a DJ. He was like the first 14
I was gonna
dates.
say he started the tour and like didn't have a DJ already.
Well, he does have a DJ, but his DJ just recently like started a family and is married and just really can't make the first couple of dates. I think he's gonna join the last couple of dates that are like in California. But yeah, so shout out to my manager Juice. He, helped me finalize everything, and that's how it happened. Just me shooting a text like, take me with you.
I think the first show was Rolling Loud.
Yeah, so that's Dom Kennedy. He's actually on the Rolling Loud lineup. Casey Veggies is gonna be there, so I'm not exactly sure if we're gonna be part of it, but we're gonna.
Oh, so you're just spinning for Casey Veggies?
Yep, I'm only spinning for Casey Veggies the first 14 dates.
Is this your first like tour you're going on?
It was my first official tour. I was doing tour shows for this management company that I will not name because they're not worthy of being named.
Okay.
But yeah, I was flying out to different cities, but I was taking a financial L because I wasn't really getting paid enough. So I'm dishing out way more money like flying and booking Airbnbs than when I was actually getting paid to DJ. But those opportunities led to me like being super cool with Addie from Marino. I got to open up for Rob Banks and Lil Nar. Who else did I open up for? I opened up for a lot of people.
So
with
those
them.
opportunities led to other opportunities.
So it was like they were on tour, and I would just go to certain cities that I could to help facilitate those tours.
It's funny, I met ASAP Ant one time because we did the episode with Nick 2 years ago, and he, for some reason, DJ Nick thought it was so cool that I rolled my own cigarettes.
For real?
Like he was just amazed by that. So then a year later he comes to the city because ASAP Ant has a show in the city, and then so he introduces me to ASAP Ant after the show, and he's like, "Yo, this is a guy I was telling you about that rolls his own cigarettes." I was like, "Bro, why did you introduce?"
It's so funny because I can already imagine Nick doing that, saying that, how he did it. Bro, he's great. He's super supportive, and it's so funny hearing his DJ tag all these years, and then finally meeting him.
Bro, he's been snapping for a while. Bro, I used to make music, and he hosted my tape in 2017.
For real?
And I know even
DJ Nick.
Bro, even in those days, he's kind of known for working with people before they blow up. He was working with Uzi before he blew up. It's a few people.
DJ Nick co-signed with me. You was certified.
That's really the streets. The streets co-signed you. So you're going on this tour. First day is, what's the first date?
I think it's March 16th.
Okay.
I don't know why, for some reason, I didn't register 14 dates being a month. I didn't realize it was going to be gone and long. I'm not coming back. I leave this Sunday, and I'm not coming back to April.
Tour bus type vibe, or you're flying everywhere?
Yes, we're flying for 4 dates, and then we're going to be road running it. The other dates, I haven't got the itinerary. I'll know this week when I get to LA. I go to rehearse for this whole week before we get on the road. But it's my first on the road tour. My first time being gone, just DJing.
Yeah, I'm still not used to traveling a lot for stuff.
I fucking love traveling.
Really, I hate I like when I get there, it's chill. But especially if I'm on a plane, for some reason going on a plane just breaks me down.
Oh, I don't like flying though.
Yeah.
I don't like flying. I'm a big driver. I'm really not one of those people who has any interest in leaving the country. I'm true American. I don't really give a fuck. I like traveling all the states. I like driving from fucking Delaware to Florida to Austin, Texas. I'm gonna try to make this trip to California one of these years and drive. But that's how I grew up for real. My Papa Wallace jumped out of a damn plane when he was in the military. And never really fuck with flying. So we drove every fucking where.
Right now, it's probably not the time to fly. All these damn planes falling out the sky.
Man, look, I got a flight Sunday.
You'll be all right. God willing. We're gonna pray for you.
I'm already there. Y'all. I'm in the future. I'm already in LA. So.
I had a one-word tweet that I thought it was funny that we wrote down.
Is it recent?
Yeah, I think it was actually from today. He said, "I'm about to learn how to mount TVs and go to trade school to be a mechanic, and I want to build shit. I can teach you how to mount a TV.
Let's go.
I've done it a lot of times.
I know you gotta have certain points on the wall. You just can't be doing that shit anywhere.
Yeah, you gotta put it on a stud.
Yeah. You know See. But nah, I really fuck with cars.
Cars?
Yes, I love cars. I've been into cars for a long time.
You got a favorite car?
My Mustang.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, my Mustang's my favorite. That's my baby. But my car got broken into 2 years ago, and Nick showed me how to replace my mirror. And then from there, I just been doing little shit in my car, and then I sold it and got my Mustang.
Nick, DJ Nick?
No, Notorious Nick, the producer.
Bro, around our way, a lot of DJs have been getting their cars broken into and getting their equipment stolen. It's happened to 4 or 5 DJs.
It's so wild because I know a bunch of DJs who have gotten their car broken into in DC, but never stolen anything. My car's been broken into twice. My DJ equipment has always been in my car. I'm not gonna say where, but yeah, it's never been stolen. So
that I was literally saying that. I was I feel like it's a targeted attack because I don't think a random robber would steal DJ equipment.
DC police.
The police?
Yeah,
that would be crazy. That's a conspiracy.
I think it is. I think that they do it for insurance rate scams. So think about it.
They're trying to take the DJs out of business.
If the city says, man, we just keep getting all these break-ins, give us more money for more safety.
Or maybe they're trying to drop the property value down.
Whatever they're trying to do is them. Because why don't you steal anything? And then they say, they're looking for guns. I'm not going to hold you. Definitely had a strap in my car one time. They didn't take it.
That's crazy.
They did not take it. So.
I don't know. But forever in our area, it's been pretty it's happened to a few DJs, but usually somebody would start a GoFundMe and the community would really step in.
With baby oils.
With baby oil.
They pulled up.
How do you know baby oil? Well, actually, so I meant to mention this earlier when we spoke about 757. You did a Traptastic show in our area. Was it last year? 2 years ago?
It was 2023, right
How'd you
into
link up with
2024. Instagram. I think, yeah, that was my first time meeting him, I
That's my boy.
believe.
Yeah.
And then Baby Oil pulled up on Trilla. He hit Trilla up. We were throwing a day party at Wild Days, and she was like, "Pull up, you can do a guest set." And that's how I met him, and we've been locked in ever since. But I'm dead ass about going to school to be a mechanic. I just want to go back
Car
to
mechanic.
That. Yeah,
You ain't gotta go to school. You can learn that on YouTube for.
true. But will I get? You see this economy? I gotta compete, right? And I'm a woman.
They got female mechanics.
All right.
Because that was the second part of your tweet. You were like, and keep the misogyny jokes to yourself.
Because I slap men too.
Oh yeah, do the VHS. Don't forget that.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. like I said, DJing 10 years. I'm just seasoned in my career and what I want to do now. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to start having those little guest sets to just pop out. I'm tired of DJing. Like,
Really?
I am. I'm ready. I'm super ready to settle down. Like, I'm really trying to figure out, like, I want to build my home and, like, I really want to ground myself. And I feel like I've dedicated majority of my DJ career, like, supporting artists that I haven't really taken a year to just, like, do something for me. So I'm prepping. I'm preparing myself, you know, setting the groundwork to be grounded, ready.
That was one of my questions too. Just how do you look at just like getting older and like continuing to like follow your dreams and like your passions and stuff?
I think I have to adapt and I have to evolve. I think that, like, you know, most DJs that you do see that are like kind of still the same really haven't just evolved as DJs. And it's like I kind of know the footprint that I want to leave, or just me even doing this tour is literally like I used to listen to Casey Veggies and Dom Kennedy in high school. So it's like for me in my 10th year to go on tour with them, it's like this is it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anything more than that. I'm not trying to do no festivals. Like, I'm not trying to travel the world. Like, I get to, you know, DJ my favorites and then also get to tap into music that I truly love and know that that crowd would appreciate it. Like, when I opened up for Flatbush Zombies, which led to Juice being my manager, those crowds, like, open up for Currency and Larry June are the music lovers that I started DJing for. So it's like for me, and then it's like, you know, here in the DMV, what I do here is I give back to community because I'm not from here. And that's like my due diligence. Like, that's how I pour in the community. That's my investment for being a transplant and like being welcome here is like I give back by, you know, investing in the artistry here. So I'm Gucci, but I'm still going to DJ, but like I'm not about to be like throwing parties and shows anymore. Hopefully I'll own some shit.
Just gonna retire and settle down and be a mechanic somewhere.
Yeah, I can't wait to be 50 years old just building engines. Like, what? I'm about to be building cars and
it's like Jay Leno. Is that bro? Jay Leno, he does that.
He does that?
He, you know, he had like a talk show, I think, for his like whole life pretty much. But
he get beat up recently. Well, he fell.
He fell.
He fell.
He owed somebody some money.
Bro.
He owed somebody something.
That nigga was fucked up.
I was about to say something crazy. I'm not even gonna say it. Never mind. I definitely think Jay Leno got beat up, but no, he started like a show about his like real passions, and like a lot of people say that I've seen like clips, but a lot of people say that they really love his car show because they can tell he's really passionate about that.
Yeah.
And that stuff translates. Like when you really love what you do, like it translates on camera or like to the people that are watching it. Yeah.
I just love driving, so I feel like I was getting a shitty mood and there's something wrong with my car. I don't know how to fix it. Like I should. Just so I want to know about like my house and everything too. Like something's wrong. I want to know how to fix it. Water heater, AC, flooring, roofing. Like I want to be fully sufficient. Like I can fix that. I can fix that. I can fix that.
My day gig is like I'm an electrician.
Oh, for
so
real?
When it comes to like houses, I wire houses top to bottom.
That's fucking lit. Did you go to school?
I just learned on the job. So I started like right when I graduated high school, like 2013, and I've been doing it for like 10 years now. Now I just do it for myself.
That's
just
hard.
Get like little side gigs.
That's hard.
I mean, in today's world, people want everybody to go to college. Like that's the key to success. Mm-hmm. But realistically, I don't know what the percentage is, but I guarantee you it's over half of people that go to college don't even use that degree. And it's like, they're like, people should be going to trade schools and stuff like that and like learning actual skills that like the world needs. Mm-hmm. Everybody just wants to get these bullshit degrees and I don't even know what.
That's why I dropped out. I was like, I don't need this graphic design degree. What the fuck?
Especially creative stuff. Like if you're going to do anything creative, like I don't see why you would go to college for it. Cause like what's really important is for you just to actually do the thing. Yeah. So just like throw yourself into it and just figure out your style and stuff.
If there's a student from Micah here in Baltimore, right, with a graphic design degree, and then I have like my graphic design degree from like Elizabeth City, right? just because they went to art school doesn't necessarily mean that that client wants exactly, you know, what's in their portfolio. So I was sitting there like, what is this degree even gonna say for real, for real? I still use graphic design for every damn thing I do. Like, I really do most of my stuff. So.
Bree, thank you very much. Is there anything else you want to touch on? Anything else you want to lead the people with? The tour is coming up. Your first real tour with Dom Kennedy, Casey Veggies. Good luck with that.
Thanks so
much. Hope you have fun.
Just want to say thank you for having me. I think that a lot of people misconstrue my energy in my tweets, but I promise y'all, I'm really cool. I'm cool as fuck for real. And I'm truly funny. So that's all I want to say. I'm all here for the good vibes for real.
Come on. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Shout out to Last Call.
Yes.
Last Call Vintage here in Baltimore. What street are we on? North Avenue?
Sure, bro, they got that
North
shit.
Avenue. They actually do have a lot of cool stuff. I actually
Yes.
got a shirt from them underneath here because it was a little chilly in here. But shout out to them. Shout out to Wale for putting this together. And not the Wale you're thinking of. Wale, he's an artist. This is his painting behind us. Shout out to Asa Jackson for plugging us in with Wale. Yeah, is there anything else you want to touch on?
Nah, that was
Good?
it, yeah.
I know you've done a lot of podcasts. I went back and like looked at some of your stuff. You've done like 5 interviews in the past like 2 years.
So many. I just like when people give me opportunity to talk about my tweets. Because like I said, like...
You just want to talk about her tweets?
I don't use LOL. Like I read a couple years ago that like people who use LOL or like laughing emojis is because like
They're
trying to and they just want what they're saying to be a little bit more digestible. And like...
I can get that, but I actually do laugh at my own jokes. So like I actually do LOL when I say something.
Okay, so me too. Like I'm really gonna say it. So I'm not gonna say on Twitter like, I thought that transition was trash. LOL. I'm not laughing at her. Like I just don't. And I'm not gonna say. And I'm not gonna say it was trash either. I'm just like I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But I think that because I don't use like LOL, people are like, she's a fucking hard ass. She's being fucking rude.
Serious,
I'm like I'm not. Like I just think like why would you be like, what are you doing? LOL. Because like why you wouldn't say the real conversation? What are you doing? Haha. What the fuck? Like you're gonna say what you doing, bro? I only laugh when I'm really gonna laugh.
I get it. I get it. I agree. Hell yeah. Thank you guys if you're watching this. We appreciate you tuning in. All of Bree's links will be in the description. Check out the tour dates. Come see her on this tour. Yeah. See you guys soon.
Thank you. Bye.